today. I didn't get time to make a poster and all that jazz for this live. So I'm not necessarily expecting a bunch of people to come in while I'm live, but I do have to film this live. This is collective. I might or might not take some paid readings. We'll see how I feel, but for right now, this is a collective. If anyone comes on, I might do paid ones. Let's just jump right on into it. This wanted to come through as love readings, how they feel, and I was moved to do it in an interesting way. So we're going to be using a mix of my decks. We're going to be using one of my friends, V from V Love and Tarot. Also here, one of her decks as well to get to this message. So we're going to start off with the actual conversation. Then we're going to get into the aura of the situation, how their aura is reflecting the message. Remember that these are for the collective, so only take what resonates to and for you, leave what doesn't. Without further ado, let's hop on into it. We're going to start off with Hit My Line. So fair warning, that deck is very blunt. Very, very blunt. The messages from here could be a bit triggering, but it's all about honesty at the end of the day. So we're going to ring all the energy in. We already have the space set, but I do like to sometimes ring the energies in. So let's start off with how they feel. Let's make this even more specific. Let's look into how someone's divine counterpart is feeling. So this isn't a karmic energy, but that doesn't mean that they don't have maybe karmic tendencies around them right now if they're in a toxic phase. But we are looking into divine counterparts for this particular message. Let's see how they feel. How is it your divine counterpart feels? I have so many pet peeves with you. Ooh. Somebody upset. Let me see if I can turn this on real quick, guys. I don't know if it'll stay on because sometimes it's fickle, but we'll see. So this person has pet peeves with you. You could have some with them. They admit that they were being a jackass or being a bitch. That's why they were hurting you, because they were hurt. So this individual might have been giving you a lot of attitude. Very snappy, very moody. You're kind of like, what's going on with you? What's the problem? Why are you acting this way? And at the time, they were probably projecting everything on you. Like, I got pet peeves with you. You're the reason I'm mad. But really, it had nothing to do with you. It was all them. They were hurting and they were lashing out, and therefore hurting you in some way or making you feel moody. We have Nope, I Ain't Thinking About You Tonight. Ooh, I heard that as a song. So this feels more like the energy of whoever was snapped on. So whether you were the person doing the snapping or them, you know what you did, you know your situation. But this person who says, I have so many pet peeves, they were doing it because they were hurt. They were feeling upset about something that was completely unrelated to you, and they took it out on you. The person who that was taken out on, the you that could be watching, this is kind of how you feel about them. Like, I don't really have time for all of that mess. I don't have time to entertain you acting like a child because you're upset. You could have just told me what was going on, why you were in your feelings, and we could have discussed it. But instead, you wanted to act like this. So you know what? Tonight, I'm not thinking about you. At the moment, I'm over it. I'm not dealing with it. Let's see what else we got going on. I've got nothing left to say to you. Yeah. This is why people gotta be careful how they act towards a person. You can't always just justify, for example, how someone will be like, oh, I went to a store to get something and the person in the store had a bit of an attitude. I get it. We all have them days. But see, that's just the thing. Yes, we all have days. Yes, there has to be some type of room of compassion and all that jazz. But certain situations, you can't afford to act out because of that. And this feels like one of them. This feels like someone just went too far. It was snappy, irritable mood at first. And then all of a sudden, it turned into probably really saying just some harsh stuff. And it's really bad if they were pointing out habits of yours. Like, let's say you have a habit that you're working on. It could be stuttering when you talk. It could be, something simple, but it's like a habit still, and you're trying to work on it. They jabbed at that, poked at that, because they knew it would make you mad. You know what my pet peeve is with you? I don't like when you talk this way, or I don't like when you do this, or how come you can't? Why are you so slow? Why are you da da da? And it became very hurtful. And they didn't think about it. They didn't take a second to really ask themselves, are you going to be able to take these words back later? So while yes, we can have compassion for someone having a bad day, being in a hurt kind of state and how that might make them lash out, that doesn't mean that we have to tolerate the behavior that follows it. That just means that we can say, "Hey, you seem to be upset right now. Maybe you should take a moment, collect your thoughts, run and come back to me when you're done collecting your thoughts." And instead this person just kept psh, 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 psh. So now the individual they were doing that to was like, you know what? I'm not thinking about you tonight. I really don't have nothing left to say to you. I just don't have time. Someone just didn't have the time. Let's look into the aura of the situation. If I see something beyond what's just on the cards, because I use her colorology deck as an aura reading deck, since that's how I read actual orders, I like to read the aura through the gradients. So if I channel something else for the color, I'll point it out if it's not necessarily on the card. And we have brown. Wholeness, fertility, and nourishment. This is what someone deserves, but they weren't getting. When this person was in this mood, when they were feeling upset and they were lashing out, they weren't giving you the courtesy, the nourishment that they should have been. Hey, I'm feeling some type of way. Let me take a minute, collect myself. When I come back, I can tell you what the problem is, why I feel how I am, and maybe we can discuss it and you could help me level it out. That would have been a very nourishing thing to do. But instead, they chose the more confrontational way, right? What I'm also getting from this color brown as a aura reading is someone's aura is very murky right now. It's very muddy. It's it's just not good. It's too much confusion going on in their head. It's so much outside ish that has nothing to do with the person who's getting hurt, the person who doesn't have time right now. It was so much going on in this individual's world that everything just merged together, making the waters really muddy, really irky. So that's why they were irking. That's why they were snapping out. They didn't feel whole. They didn't feel comfort. And it's feeling like this person expected you to just understand, even though they didn't tell you what was wrong. They kind of just assumed that you would figure it out, that you would just know them so well that you would kind of peep that even though they might be acting like a jackass, that in reality they're just upset. And it's like, no, you didn't know that. And honestly, it wasn't your responsibility to. They should have come to you and told you why they were acting the way they were. We're getting a very detailed story here, and see, we're still like in this brownish family. Now we're adding a bit more white to it. So I want you to notice this, because this is how you can notice the gradients changing in an aura. We have someone's aura coming out brown, kind of murky, dirty, slowly starting to lighten up. There's some light coming in here now with this sandy brown. So we're still in the brown family with someone's energy, with someone's aura right now. Over here we have down to earth, grounding, and harmony. This person is trying to figure out how to ground themselves at this moment. They're trying to figure out how to approach you in a better way, because you right now, whoever's resonating with this side, you don't got time to listen. You're over it. You just, this person might have insulted you one too many times, child. Took their anger out on you one too many times. Let's get the aura of this person over here. The energy of the person over here. Oh, you've got the rainbow, diversity, fun, and optimism. That's where your energy is right now. That's why you're like, I ain't got time for you. If you're not here contributing to my life in a positive way, if you want to be all murky and going on, even though you might see that this person's energy is getting a bit lighter, it's still too shady for you. Okay, that's how I'm hearing someone say it, like they're still too shady to me. You feel as if this person could one minute act like everything's okay now, I'm nicer now, I realize where I messed up, and then as soon as they get mad at something else or a situation goes left, they're gonna be right back on that bullshit, and you don't have time. You want your energy to be lighter. For some reason, I'm feeling like a person was talking to an individual that tried to control the groups that you hang out with, especially when they were mad. or they just kind of wanted to be glued to your hip. But it didn't feel like, oh, I'm glued to your hip because I just want to spend so much time with you. It felt more like they were clocking you. Where you going? What you doing? Who you with? Why you hanging out with that person? I don't like them people. Why do you like them people? Just making you feel a bit imprisoned. And at first, perhaps they did this in subtle ways. Over time, it built up. And the more it built up, the more you notice this individual is kind of cutting me off from really cool people. Like, these people don't, there's nothing wrong with the group I'm hanging with. They're not mean, they're not conniving, none of that. So, what's their issue? They wanted you all to themselves, which also meant when they acted a fool, when they were losing their minds, they could pretend that you were, you only have me to depend on. If you don't have friends around to bounce off of them, hey, do you think this person's acting weird? Then they can get away with a lot of murder. They can get away with a lot. And no. I feel like your friends, the group you hung out with, would have looked at this person like, excuse me, you're talking to who that way? Some people, they will allow a friend to be talked to any old kind of way, and they'll use the excuse of it's none of my business, right? But here's the thing. It's one thing if you see a couple bickering with each other and you know that, like, whatever it is, okay, like, that's on them. They got to handle their ish. It's another thing when somebody is sitting in front of your face, literally like mocking your friend or putting them down, just being ignorant and rude. Because one, if they're able to do that to that friend, that so-called partner in the situation, they'll eventually think that they can do it to the friends too because the friends were quiet on it. No, some of us don't play that. You're not going to disrespect anybody I care about in front of my face. Period. I feel like that's the kind of click that you got. You're not going to disrespect him or her in front of me. Act like you didn't say some slick ish multiple times throughout the night. Like you were given a chance to say something different. You just kept being that jackass, being that bitch. Okay, we can all play. It can be Yahtzee today. That's how somebody's group of friends are. So you're in a lighter energy right now. This person had a lot of just murky stuff going on. It feels a little bit like taught behavior too. This is how they're used to seeing relationships, how they were used to dealing with relationships. We got cherry. I don't know. This is cherry, but I don't know why I'm hearing raspberry beret. Maybe somebody has a raspberry car or like a cherry colored car. And we have, look at that, renewal. The renewal is standing out more than anything else. We have reincarnation. We have good fortune. But that renewal is standing out. This is what you needed. You needed that break. You needed to get away from this person. It just wasn't working. It wasn't giving, my dear. There's a card that fell on the floor. Let me get it. Ooh, and it has scales on it. So Libra energy could be significant, or the vibration of Libra energy. It doesn't have to necessarily be in your chart, but the vibration could matter here. Like there needing to be harmony, there needing to be fairness. We did have a card that came out here that said harmony, indigo, justice, devotion, and wisdom. Yeah, I feel like justice is being served to this person. That's another reason they're missing you and wanting to hit you up and contact you. They're noticing what it's like now that your energy isn't just so readily available to them at this point, at this moment in time. I feel like indigo is also representing how the divine is viewing this connection at the moment. While this might be a person who has all of the makeups to be a divine counterpart, as long as they're in this vibration, they're more karmic like. It's not saying that they are a karmic. I want y'all to understand. It's not saying that they're just all way around, all day, every day a toxic person. But at some point in the relationship, because of issues in their past they didn't take care of, it started seeping into the connection. It started murking up the waters of communication between y'all. Your energy isn't meant to be dragged down like that. It's just not. You, in the beginning, might have been understanding. You might have tried to work with them. They were just being hard-headed, stubborn, a-hole. they themselves said it. I was being an a-hole, right? So now they have to fix that. They have to go do the inner healing to take care of this. Now, that doesn't mean that you're meant to wait around until they figure out how to get their ish together. This feels more to me like a possible soulmate connection, which is more path driven, meaning that when your paths start to shift and change and you elevate in different directions, so the connection goes. It goes in a different direction. It's no longer a stable thing anymore. And when that happens, there will be a person who aligns with your divine path the more that you choose that path. If it's meant to be this person, they will get their ish together. They will handle business. do the right thing, because justice also means do the right thing. There will be divine order and they'll be able to come back at you correct. If they don't, they serve their purpose. You might have been meant to learn how to not let people talk to you any old kind of way. And it doesn't mean you have to be argumentative. Because I feel like sometimes people think if you say, don't let anyone talk to you any old kind of way, that means you must argue. No, you walk the hell off. You dismiss them. If they're in your house, you dismiss them from your house. If you are out somewhere with them, and you always make sure you have another way to get around, and you leave that person right the hell where they at in them feelings. You don't tolerate a person thinking it's okay to lash out on you. And for someone here or someone who watches this later, that was a lesson you needed to learn. And you were only going to learn that by experiencing it through this person. So they might have only been meant for that reason in your life. It might be time to move on from this individual. If not, then, like Spirit says, they'll come back correct. But we'll get more on it before we move on to another group, another situation. We're going to go into, I believe this is called the Rose Tarot. It's one of my favorites, but it's been so long since I got it. And I got it back when it was like a freaking Kickstarter, so. It's the one I'm feeling moved to use for this message. So let's see. Let's get more divine clarity on this situation. Oh. Like I said, they've got to take some time, collect their thoughts, get their feelings together, reflect on what they did. This is Four of Cups energy. I don't feel that this Four of Cups is them ignoring you. It's you not making time for them, and that's causing them to have to really think about what they did, really think about the things that they've said and how they've hurt you. So that if they're going to come back, Spirit's like, they better come correct. They better come with this indigo energy. They better come with a higher consciousness and a higher source, or they're going to learn the hard way and be pushed right back to the side. You're not meant to tolerate a murky energy. You're just not. It's that simple, right? You're here in this higher vibration. There's a lot of, colorfulness going on or supposed to happen in your world right now, especially with the spring, summertime energy. There's places for you to go, people to meet, things to see. You don't need an energy behind you dragging you down. Okay, so right now, this is time for them to reflect, and it's time for you to kind of like look towards the things you were ignoring before because of this person, like those friends you used to hang with that you stopped hanging with because of them, or the places you used to like to go to but you stopped going to it because of them. You're meant to revisit some of those spaces and just tap into that joy again so that you can elevate. So for some of you, this could be a soulmate that has to get their ish together before they can come back, but for others, this person was simply a karmic lesson. They're not an overall toxic energy, but that doesn't matter. They're just not someone that was meant to stay permanently in that position. They were here for a season so that you could understand the reason, and now it's time to move on. You have to be open and honest with yourself, trust your intuition, use your discernment, know your situation, okay? Let's dive a little deeper. And look at that 9 of Mirrors. Yeah, this individual, they're so all over the place with their feelings. When they mistreated you, though, they blindsided you. So that says to me, when this connection started, it might have been a really cool friendship that turned into something more. Or you know how some people will date, but there's like a friendship there. Not to say you had to be friends before, but while you were going out, you felt that you could rely on them similar to a friend, and then the relationship got stronger before they fully became that significant other to you. So obviously, when this person became mean or started talking trash or whatever it was they were doing, that blindsided you. Like, what? Where's this coming from? It makes even more sense now why in the beginning I was channeling that somebody was poking and prying at a person. You have to think, if you've been friends with an individual, you've shared certain topics with them, you've had certain conversations. They would know sensitive things about you that a person who's dating you has to learn over a longer period of time. But someone who already feels like a friend, it's just natural sometimes to just talk, to just conversate, pillow talk, all that jazz. So by the time they're throwing an insecurity in your face or something that you were just, a bit self-conscious about, of course, as it keeps happening, it's going to hurt. It's going to be, what the hell's going on here? I'm blindsided by that. You didn't used to do that ish before. And you might have tried to understand because you knew that there was another thing going on. There was an underlying emotion they weren't telling you. But that's their problem. Again, you can be understanding to it, But that doesn't mean that you can tolerate how they might have acted because of it. That was your lesson. So now they're reflecting on that. You're elevating from it, but they're sitting here like, dang, bro, why did I do that? That wasn't. Now I got sleepless nights going on because all I can do is think about this person and they won't even give me the time of day. They don't have time for me. They said they ain't got nothing left to say to me. Kind of interesting how now they're in the position they put you in where they feel, even though they know it's their own fault, they feel neglected. They feel abandoned now. But they had you in that position. I'm here just a few months ago. So for someone, this is a relationship that was a few months ago or ended a few months ago. What else we got going on? This person, they sneaky, bro. The producer plant. This person is sitting here trying to think about how you ignoring them and all that jazz, but they're sitting here trying to think, how do I get their attention again? How? Like, I got to come up with something. I got to think of something's got to get me back in their good graces, at least for them to talk to me. Be mindful, because when people are in that vibration, especially if this is someone that maybe you're meant to just move on past, they will do shady things. Remember earlier we used that word shady, right? They'll do shady things to pop up in places to try to like get you to talk to them. I just did a message on IG. I just did a reel, and a King of Wands came out with that energy where it's like watching the divine feminine glow up and then all of a sudden wanting to be like, hey, what's up with you? While still trying to play it cool at the same time. So this person could be watching you, waiting for an opportunity to produce some type of chance to talk to you or communicate. Okay? So just be mindful if you're that person that's meant to move on from this individual. If this is someone who, again, has to get their shit together before they try to talk to you, you can't just let them back in like everything's cool. They have to earn that. They have to earn the right. So don't fall for just any old okey doke. Okay? Look, sorry, I'm the worst. I effed up. I effed up. And now you don't want nothing to do with me. Now I'm seeing you out here all renewed like a glow up, seeing you in your optimistic, beautiful energy, which probably means you have some people trying to holler at you and they peep that too. Especially if it's been a couple of months since some of you have talked. There's other people watching you. They're not the only one. They might have been arrogant with that. Whether this be masculine or feminine, they might have been a very arrogant person who just thought like, I'm the bee's knees. I'm everything. Why would you not want me? Spirit showing them, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Some of y'all, they see other people watching you and it's got them hot. Especially with you not talking to them. Like, who this? Trying to get, I'm hearing who that, trying to get up in my crew. They trying to figure out who's trying to be your new friend all of a sudden. Who that's coming around you? Nah. Got them feeling like they want to enter their villain era. Who this motherfucker? Capricorn energy. Stubborn energy. Ready to just, y'all know how them goats be. They just start snapping on people for no reason. No good reason. They better get that in check. Because again, justice is here. When it boils down to it, you would be the person they would choose. But the funny thing is, are you willing to choose them now? Now that you understand the situation, now that you understand your worth and how they act and how you're not going to tolerate that behavior anymore. Now it's a question of if you would choose them, if you were to be the one to call with that judgment energy, would you be the person calling them? That's what's got them scared. Got them scared and hella worried and concerned when other energies start coming around you. Yep, what I tell you? That's why they mad. Who these new friends you got? Who liking your pictures on Instagram now all of a sudden? And who some of y'all have Twitter. Some of y'all still got Twitter. Okay. And, I mean, to each his own. Whatever it's called today. But they're like, who's tweeting you that? Like what? I'm seeing old school social medias like Twitter. It's still used. It's still a good, not Twitter, but what's the other one called? Tumblr. Tumblr or something like that. Tumblr is still a good blog thing to use. So maybe someone used to have a blog or used to do something like that. Either way, they're watching you on whatever platforms you have. Like, I don't like these new people. And to that, we say tough titty. That's this group. Let's move on. We're going to shuffle out those energies. Okay, I feel like the next set of messages has a little more romance to it. We're going to see what that's about. And for those interested, this is my Hit My Line deck, channeled messages, and artwork by me. If you guys want to check it out, link will be in the description. It's my Etsy shop. All right, we're getting more romantic messages now. Let's see what that's about. Ooh, this feels like something new, like new love. We have Love Confessions Blissful Edition, another deck by me. I think I'm gonna re-release this with purple gilding instead of the holographic. I think the holographic might have been around long enough. Right, let's see this new energy. Let's ring it in. Three could be significant. The number 3 could be significant to this pile. 333, 33. I'm hearing 353. That could be someone's phone number. Something 353 and then the back number. Again, I don't be trying to give away people's phone numbers, but I do have to say what I hear. What does this person want to confess to you? This feels like new love. Oh, that was fast. Being obsessed with you may cost me greatly. Infatuation. You got somebody infatuated. I find myself viewing things from your perspective, an awakening. So this person's infatuated with you. However, they feel that you trigger an awakening in them. They listen very closely to the things you say and very attentively. So you might sometimes think that they're not hearing you, not in a bad way, but you know, some people will, oh, I'm just blabbering. Now this person hears every word, understands every intention, very observant energy. The things you talk about makes them kind of go, really? Be careful, Divine Feminine. I'm channeling a Divine Feminine that's you're spiritually knowledgeable, even if you wouldn't necessarily classify yourself as like a spiritual consultant or anything like that. You have a certain cosmic and mystic wisdom to you. You might identify with mystic energy. Yeah, careful what you say, mama, because they be listening. Okay? And where you might just be talking, they gonna put into practice, if you catch my drift. Hi, Fire. Hey, gifted soul. Hi, my love. Hey, hey. Ooh. Careful out here, divine feminist. Somebody. We got another awakening. See, you can't make that up. I sense there's some type of past life lesson that needs to be learned between us. So this person feels like they knew you in another life. Not they feel like they knew you in another life. You see, you be talking and you just have them infatuated. They're like, oh, damn, I might be a little too obsessed with this person. I might need to chill, but they keep on listening, you know, like they keep listening to what you're talking about. And then they start realizing some of the things that you're saying sound familiar, like they've heard it before, but they know they didn't hear it in this lifetime. So now they're curious. So they keep listening some more. Next thing you know, they got dreams and revelations and all kinds of stuff coming in. But I feel that this person doesn't tell you that right away. They just keep asking you things like, tell me more. And then what happened? Well, what do you think about this? You got to pay attention sometimes to the questions they ask you. And this is coming in very specific right now for a divine feminine. But if there's a masculine watching, it could be for you too, or you could be the masculine. Like, shh, don't be giving away my secrets. First of all, I didn't come here for you to give away my secrets. Damn. But we listen. We got to channel the energies how we channel them, and this is the vibe. It's like you you have a tendency of intuitively answering, whether you identify as mystic or gifted or anything like that. We do have a person in the chat called Gifted Soul. You're a very gifted soul. Sometimes the names of people who come up in the chat is divine timing. And this individual is starting to, if they had a different view, maybe a more closed-minded view, they're opening their mind, they're putting themselves in your perspective, and you could be giving them all kinds of mystic ideas, and they go, I would like to put that into practice and see how that works. Oh, they talking about dream traveling? Bet. Bet. What's up? I'm gonna go see what's up. I'm gonna set the intention to go in their dreams and have a conversation. Next thing you know, they started having visions and whatnot on those dreams, and now they're sitting here like, oh, we have a past life connection. So they might say it to you like, you know, I think or I sense, like try to play it off, but in reality, they already got the tea. They done saw the whole situation go down. So be mindful. Got them sitting here wondering, is this lust or desire? Is it passionate love you seek or passion alone? I feel like they thought this to themselves. Like, do I just desire them? Am I just lusting for them? There is a difference here because you can lust for anything, and lust is a bit of an obsession. That's why they start off with being obsessed with you might cost me. You're going to get me in trouble. It's fun getting into trouble. Somebody used to play that game. Wow. And then there's desire. And desire focuses more on a deep need, a connection. There's normally when we're truly desiring something, we have a deeper connection to what that is. It's just unfortunately in modern times, people don't understand the structure of stuff that they say. So they'll use desire sometimes for lustrous things or for other stuff that's not always associated to. It's like this person, by viewing things through your perspective, is starting to realize maybe it was lust in the beginning. You use a bad man pajama. Now it's like, nah, there's something deeper here between me and this person. I want to know them on a deeper level. Will you admit your feelings? Oh, they're trying to get you. See how they set you up? You see how they do that? I sketched this couple to look like they're in a dance or like they're in a dance trying to move off to a corner by themselves to have a private conversation. And it's kind of like this person's trying to entice you into a dance. Can you concur? Can we agree on this situation and you admit your feelings? As we intertwine. Kind of intertwined are they talking about? That's what you should be concerned with. Let's get one more and then we'll move into, well, they said, no, I'll take two more. Don't you just love when they're rude? No. We have, see, you pull me in like no other. You pull me in like no other. I look at you, you look at me, and we just both got in this moment. Okay, you and I are the music, my love. Our unique melodies intertwined, creating the symphony of union. Didn't I tell you they were trying to pull your behind into a dance? This is a very, ooh, child, it's given skilled masculine here. And one who's not used to being caught off guard. We have infatuation here twice, so they're definitely caught up on you. We have awakening here twice. You're triggering their awakening. And then we have concur. They want to entice you to agree to whatever it is they want to do. I'm going to just leave that up to you to decide what that is. Divine feminine who's watching. Again, you could be a masculine that resonates from the feminine perspective, or you could be the masculine who sees this later and goes, you ain't had to tell. You didn't have to tell me like that. Feel free to comment, masculine. You ain't have to tell me like that. We know y'all watch. Anyway, let's get the aura of this person, shall we? This is V from V Love and Crystals, her colorology deck. I'm not sure if she still has it in stock. I think she does. What's the aura of this person? Not Scarlet. There's Scarlet. Danger. Been so long. The songs that are channeling, I can't believe. So we have passion. Mm, told you. And you seem like a danger to this person in such a good way. I don't feel that this is someone who is preoccupied with another person. They're single. However, they're used to being in control of their passion and control of their feelings. They dictate how this goes. I feel like even down to when it comes to, and I'm gonna try to keep this PG-13, but I tell you, these energies be trying me. Okay, they feel like even in intimate moments, they're good at steering the situation. It's not that they want to control the partner, but they steer. And so in a way, the partner ends up doing what they want them to do, even if, like some Jedi mind trick thing going on. But here you come with your okay, and now they're sitting here like, who she thinks she is? You know what? Let me stop playing. I'm gonna just view things from her perspective. Oh, they out to get you. They out to get you. They excited about it too. That's the danger. That's what makes them dangerous for you. In a good way, probably, but still, is that they can sense. They can sense what you're about. And they want it. And they're gonna have it. That's how they feel. I believe that is one. That one is retiring once she runs out. Okay, guys. So for those of you who want this, when she runs out, it's gone. It doesn't come gilded. I did that. But she might be retiring this deck. So if you want it, you're gonna have to get it while it's still available. You better stop. First of all, hey, it ain't my fault what I channel around here. I told you. You know how it is. Ooh, not scarlet and black. You know what? Ooh, oh, I told you. This is a powerful masculine energy coming in right now. They do not play. They love the mystery of you, but they have a mystique to them too. That's why they're so tricky with their words. Like they'll ask you questions and you're just answering because you're like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And they're just sitting here taking notes like, mm-hmm. Oh, so what you think about magic? I just heard, can you make it disappear? We not going here today, collective. We gonna keep, we're not going here today. This is not that kind of live. Spiders could be very significant. This person might remind you of a spider, not in the sense of them looking creepy or anything, but you know how spiders can just like, you don't see them, right? And then you just see the thread and one just dangles in front of you. You're like, where'd you come from? Where were you hiding? That's how this person is. Like one minute you don't see them, maybe you're out shopping or something, and then they just like you turn around, they're just in front of you. Hella creepy. Just like, hey, what you doing here? They just seem to also spiders represent the webs they weave. Remember what I said about this person trying to get you to concur, using the magic that you're subconsciously teaching them to draw you in and get you caught up in that web. What webs we weave, my dear, what webs we weave. So they might wear a lot of these two colors because I'm seeing as if these two colors, the way it's showing me vision wise, it's like these two colors are trying to merge and mix together in a really beautiful way. In a really beautiful way, though. But yeah, this person has a bit of like a dark side, an undertone to them that's very mystique, very mysterious. They have a lot of power. Mm-hmm. That's why they're used to being the person in control of situations or being able to bend things into, towards their version of reality. I feel like this person loves to talk reality a lot, like personal reality and how something can come from nothing and then just exist. So they're not completely oblivious to mystic works or understanding. It's just the way that you talk about it shines light that they're not used to seeing. So I want you to understand that you're like a big giant red um cloth dangling in front of like a bull at one of them bullfights. They could care less about the person shaking the cloth. It's the cloth that matters. So You got to sit up here and hope that the divine pulls you out the way before they can just ram right on. I'm gonna be quiet. The fact that I was looking at spider rings, girl, and she's got fishnets on. I feel like that's significant for somebody here. Fishnet stockings. Careful who you wear them fishnet stockings around. I'm just saying. Hot pink. Notice that these are colors. Like the black can go with either side. You could wear the black and scarlet. You could wear the black and pink. That is significant here. That's so significant. Someone could literally have a pink car or something pink in their car. Child, electrifying. Bit rebellious. This person wants to activate your rebellious side. You're like, I don't think they view you as necessarily like a good girl, like sugar coated or anything like that. But there's definitely something in you that they feel you haven't unlocked before, and they would just love to unlock that. Be mindful of masculines who wear like a lot of black. I can't think of this person's name, and I see their content all the time. I cannot. He's like a metal singer, but he makes these like skit videos. He has like long. His hair comes to like his collarbone. He has full lips and like a thick nose. He's a really handsome dude though. I think he has like greenish blue or blue eyes. He wears a lot of black, like a lot of black. Most of his videos, he'll have some type of like effect on it that makes the black pop. That's significant for this masculine that I'm seeing. They might be a different background though, because the skin tone that I'm seeing right now is a little bit more on the tanner to brown complexion, right? So their skin tone is different than this guy, but their demeanor is very similar. Like you just get this sensual dark vibe from them, but they're probably hella funny, so it throws you off. That's why you gotta be careful. Be careful out here in these streets. See what I'm saying? This is you to them. It's not, again, it's not that they think you're sugar coated. It's just like, oh, look at baby girl, isn't she cute? Like, you know. But I know underneath all that cuteness is them fishnet stockings and like a secret goth girl that's just waiting to come to the surface, or like a secret, you know, temptress just waiting to come to the surface. So we're going to read these auras a little bit aside from just the messages on the card here. It's not that you're dainty, you just might be really girly. And they know that underneath of all that girly exterior, underneath that beautiful, bright, loving pink light, because as an aura, pink is very loving, it's very celestial. There's this more like, let the darkness creep in just a tad, darling. Just a tad. Just be tempted a little bit to intertwine in this dance here. Lord child, let's go to the tarot. And remember, the black in this is representing not only power, but like the dark edge that this person carries. Regardless of how they dress, there's something about them that is very just like, whew, you know what I mean? Kind of, they take tall, dark, and handsome to another level. So for someone, this masculine is tall. He does have some height on him. If you're not used to dating tall people, that makes him stand out even more. And that scarlet is like a mark. It's like claiming. The energy of this scarlet is very passionate, but it's like claiming you in some aspect. And I want you to notice too, the male sketched on this card is a redhead with really like bright red hair. It's a scarlet color. So there's definitely something about the color scarlet. This person could have dark hair with like red streaks in it. Maybe you have black hair with red streaks, or you've been wanting to dye your hair that way. Maybe you have a wig that way. Whichever, however, it's something about these colors like merging together that is significant. All right, let's get into the drive to you tarot. Who's trying to drive to you? Who's trying to swing your way, darling? All right, let's get some more insight on this connection. You can't make that up. I have red in my hair right now, actually. You see? Caution. Look how he's looking at her. Hanging on every word. He hanging on so tightly. He looking at the way she drink like it's fascinating. Like, the way you drink that water, though. The way you drink down those intentions. Wow, masculine. Wow. I'm putting that on a deck. I swear. Y'all be asking where these channel messages you get come from. They be talking. That's where it comes from. The way you drink down those intentions. Wow. This is why going live can be challenging because now I gotta try to stop laughing. If y'all could have saw the face I saw in my head, I swear. Um, yeah, it'll be very obvious that this person is into you. Okay, you just don't understand how much they really listen to what you say. Like it's again, it went from maybe being a little lustful to desiring you. So like anyone would do with a desire, they want to know all the ins and outs of that which they desire. Everything I say sounds sus now. But again, this feels like a new person for most of you, or someone that maybe you didn't cross into that line of really talking. They like, when we gonna get together and have this conversation? When shall we have the cleaning of the glasses? And notice how she's sitting here just drinking the water. See that light pink energy, that bubblegum pink. Just like, oh, this is really refreshing. And he's just like, I bet it is. Masculine might try to corrupt you in like a really good but bad way. I leave the rest to y'all imagination. I love y'all. See, they're like, really, why am I hearing release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin? That's someone's name, or someone might know like a Natasha, or maybe like a Nicholas is significant because that's a Natasha Bedingfield song. So there's something to that. There's something definitely to that. I think you guys meet on a rainy day, or there's something about being caught up in the rain because I keep seeing like it looks as if it's midday and someone's underneath of like a bus stop or underneath of some type of curtain thing to protect them from the rain, and they keep saying feel the rain on your skin, but they're not singing it like the song. The song is very like bubbly and chipper. It's that bubblegum pink energy. It's like they turned it into something darker. like the crow or something. Like feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. They got you drinking up intentions and wanting you to feel rain on your skin. And everything sounds sus right now, but just know that this is them telling you to release your fears and your doubts. You're very intuitive. Remember what we said about dreams, and you might have talked to them about dream traveling, or hey, I had this dream that XYZ was going on, and they were like, oh, really? And then they started to experiment. So sometimes if this person comes in your dreams, it's on purpose. You might have been feeling that and trying to write it off. Like, no, nah, they don't look at me that way. Really? Really? Because it kind of seems like they do, right? And you're sitting up here wondering when you wake up, what's going on? Like, why is there's this empty feeling next to me? Because the energy of the person who was there astrally left when you woke up. They probably thought they didn't want to freak you out with you seeing their spirit just lingering next to you. They're like, just release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin, allow this to happen. Just let it happen. Just let everything flow. I'm hearing everything you do. You know what, fire? Don't get hurt. Don't get hit. So listen to your intuition here. Queen of Pentacles. Girl. Girl. The intentions of this person is very clear. You are a long-term goal. You're a long-term goal. You're not somebody that they want to get with and it's like, okay, we'll throw in the hay, a little bit of entertainment. Okay, I'm gonna move on and go about my business. Even though at first when they looked at you, your beauty was something they could lust after. It was something that they could crave. But the more they talk to you, the more they get to know you, especially if this is someone starting off in the friend lane with you first. Maybe friends through mutuals, whatever the case may be. The more that they realize just how intertwined the two of you are, the more they have these dreams telling them that y'all shared some other type of lifetime, you're a missing link, and their world, they're a missing link in your world, the more they're like, I have long-term plans for you. Long term. And this is interesting because for those of you who saw my live on IG, the energy had the same vibe. I've got plans for you. You have a very nourishing nature. You probably bring this person a lot of good luck too without realizing it. Like whenever you come around or you entertain being in their presence for a while, if they had something they were going through that was kind of hard, you just lighten that load. And the next thing they know, it's as if all these doors of opportunity just open up for them. So you have a very Queen of Pentacles energy where it seems that doorways open, manifestations can come in. This person is using the dreamscape to manifest with you. Now, y'all can play around and think that that's a ha 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 hee hee. Those things ain't real if you want to. But like I said, they've been listening. They've been paying attention. So when you have certain dreams and certain activities are going on in that dream, it don't have to just be of an intimate, sexually intimate nature. It could be just a conversation. And then all of a sudden you'll have a conversation where deja vu kicks in and you're like, didn't we talk about this before? You sure the hell did in the dreamscape. They just did what was necessary to make it into a reality. Some of you might be moms. You have kids from other, that's why another reason somebody could be so unassuming about this energy is if this energy is really sexy, kind of edgy, kind of dark, but like a really good dude, you may not think that that type of person would be into you. You're a mom, blah, blah, blah. They like, miss me with the BS. I'm still looking. So don't let that, I don't care if you're a mom with a grown kid or a young kid, they looking at you. They like what they see. Point blank in the period. Probably seeing you in that mode makes them want you even more. Like, oh, and you're a good mom? Stop. I'm just a channeler. I'm just here existing and whatnot. I just want y'all to meditate and reflect on that for just a second. Didn't I tell you? All black. Edgy. Right? Trying to get you to let your edgy side out. Look at how the jacket's half off her shoulders. Like, she is not used to this style at all. Right? And he's looking at her like, don't worry, I could teach you. Not I could teach you. Knight of Pentacles. This person's been long overdue. This person might have been watching you for a very long time, too. The Knight of Pentacles isn't always, contrary to popular belief, a slow knight. He is, however, the knight that seeks the treasure, finds it, and gets that treasure, either keeps it for himself or gets it to where it has to go. That means once this person has made up their mind that you're that Queen of Pentacles to them, once they've made up their mind you're the treasure, you're the person that they're seeking, and they're going to make sure that they take all the time they need to get you, to intertwine into that dang dance that they keep wanting you to admit that you want to dance anyway. So this is a very loyal person. However, again, somebody here is a mom, right? This person may or may not have kids with that Knight of Pentacles energy. The fact that there's a motorcycle behind them, like I said, the Knight of Pentacles is not always slow, but he is very determined. More than any of the other knights, he gonna get the mission done. So if you the mission, you watching the mission, you gonna get got. It's pretty much what he's saying. And he'll take all the time being that friend, listening to all, oh, just tell me about your day, baby girl. That's fine. We can have all the conversations in the world that you want to have. That's fine. See that? Look. Oh, you got some burdens you carry? Hey, you need me to help you with that bag? I can help you with that. Not I can help you with the bag. Ooh. Ooh. What you been stressing out about, Divine Feminine, that's got this person saying, I can help you with that. I can get rid of that problem, or I can help you with that bag, or whatever it is that you need. I can assist you. This person might be coming around you, if they're not around you yet, at a moment where you're feeling kind of weighed down by things, or you're just starting to learn how to release certain burdens. You're just starting to learn how to not be in so much conflict and around you. And he just sitting there. Hey, fancy meeting you here at the midway point. You need me to help you, whatever that is you carrying. Sometimes the 10 of wands in the bag or the wands that are being carried are investments. For example, sometimes it's the sticks necessary to build a new house, right? Or it's something that you're going to take to another place to sell so that you can make a profit, therefore it's an investment. There's something feminine that you're working on that might have been getting a little challenging at some points. And this person meets you right when you're at that point where you're like, you know what, maybe I need to take a break, maybe I need to chill. You need help with that bag? You need help with those investments? I got some long-term goals that could assist you, and I always meet my my quota, my dear. Always. This person is very interesting indeed. Very interesting indeed. 6 of Wands. See that? You are that distracting. You're not this person. You're this person. And he's just like, wait, who? This individual might have saw you. They're single, but they could have saw you when they were entertaining other people. Not really in a relationship, but just entertaining. You might find it funny because they're no longer entertaining those people. And if this is someone trying to be your friend first, they might try to write that off. Like, oh, I don't have time for dating. I don't have time for that. No, it's because you came in the picture and took all the attention from whoever else was around. So don't be shocked if there's some jellies. Who this and why they, when they pop up all of a sudden, they don't want to talk to me no more. Of course they don't. The divine feminine has entered the building. Got them wanting to spin the block. Funny because on my IG, there's a message about someone's ex wanting to spin the block. I feel like this person would completely get in the way of anybody trying to talk to you. Yep, 3 of Swords. You have a heart that they want to mend. They're like, I'm promising you whatever this is you went through, whatever those investments that didn't work out in other relationships, whatever that burden was, I got you. I can help you release that. You just got to trust me. You just got to meet me on this platform halfway. Sometimes the 4 of Wands is also a bedpost, so be careful out here because we did get the Queen of Pentacles. And if you ain't got no kids and you don't want none anytime soon, I suggest you be very careful. I suggest you have some caution. A rose is significant here. Someone might have like a rose tattoo on an ankle or lower back. I saw that tattoo a while ago, that someone had like a rose tattoo. It was in a vision. It looked like a feminine body on their back near the bottom with what looked like maybe angel wings or butterfly wings. So I'm not sure if that's a tattoo somebody was thinking of getting, they already have. The rose was a really intense red. It was colored in. This wasn't a black and white look. So either you're somebody who has tattoos and you like roses and you were thinking of getting one. I also feel like a black rose is significant. A black rose can represent someone being a bit obsessed. And they did say that this obsession would cost them greatly. But you both probably have things you need to release before you can try to come together as a couple. But like I said, they're plotting. They're plotting. Let's get one more. I'm done. Ooh, and I'm hearing to you I bestow. Ooh. Communication about to change, my dear. Communication is about to change and be a whole different type of energy. And if you've been holding back because of a hurt heart, for example, if you're someone, and it doesn't have to be because you're a mom per se, but maybe it's just you haven't been on the date scene for a while. So you might be thinking to yourself, nobody would look at you quite that way right now for whatever reason. And this person's like, I've been looking at you this way the whole time, the entirety of this time. And I'm telling you, I can help you heal your heart from whoever called themselves botching it, from whatever burdens you were carrying. This doesn't have to be that it was just like a relationship or a breakup, though for many of you, you could have broken up or separated from someone. This can also just be disappointments in life. And this individual just comes in to lessen the load. And remember what I said, they feel that whenever you're around, they're lucky. If they were having a hard time, your energy comes in and they're just like, I feel so much better. I can breathe now. You're becoming like a breath of fresh air to them. And they're willing to show you just how much. They're going to be very clear and precise. They got plans for you. You are on their mind heavily. They trying to figure out how y'all can get together, how to make this a unified thing. How do we graduate to the next level? How do I graduate from being your friend to your lover? Ooh, it's giving make a bad boy good man. I don't know. He a good man, bad man. Make a bad boy a good man. Oh no. Fun getting into trouble. It's a good kind of trouble, apparently. I don't know how wild some of y'all are willing to get, but that's the message, my dear. Goodness gracious. All right, let's see. Should we do one more? Because again, this was a last minute live. Let's do, this really isn't a pick a card. Some of you might resonate with them as pick a cards because I did do like 2 different energies already. I'm feeling like I want to do Love Confession Cyber Edition as well. And you know what? Let's get, give me 1 second. Let me get one of Fire's decks because I'm seeing one in my head. Hold on. Don't mind the mic on the table. Oh, Lord. Well, the good thing is it's PG-13. The other side of it is it's the blue deck. Deck always got something to say. Let me spark up to cleanse it because I didn't have it out earlier. Always got to be that one. Alright, hopefully the mic wasn't too scratchy or loud in y'all's ear. Alright, so we're going to start this off this time with the Twin Flame Blue by Fire Witch Tarot. Also has a YouTube channel and is in the chat, so make sure you guys show her some love too. And of course, the Colorology deck was V from V Love and Crystals, and all the other oracles were mine. Let's see what's going on. Let's ring you in. The number 2 could be very significant for those of you in this group. We have text them. Ooh! Somebody's like, just message me already. What's the deal? Divine clarity. That's why they want to get text. They're like, hey, I need some clarity on some things. So if you could just shoot me that message. Notice it's also a rose. This time a blue rose. I don't have my blue rose figures out. I have my yellow ones that I just collabed with Michelle from Wing and Bell. I don't have the blue out here, but the color blue and blue roses might be very significant to the connection, communication on a heartfelt level, on a soulful level. When I look at you, I just know you're the one. So it's like incoming message. Someone's notification is going to go off when they watch the replay of this, and I'm laughing because you're going to freak out. I'm weird. I find it funny. Anyway, what else do we have going on here? Something doesn't feel as squeaky clean, though. Yes, they might feel divinely guided to you, but there's something here that's not quite as squeaky clean. We have spell work, positive outcome. I don't feel that this is spell work necessarily with candles. I feel this is more so somebody manifesting their person. You know, like, I'm ready for my person. This is how they will treat me. This is how I will receive them and they will receive me, blah, 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 blah. And you're taking it as just putting out positive intention. But spells are words. And so when you speak your intentions for all purposes, you are casting spells. In your case, a positive one. But I feel that this is going to catch you off guard, because if you were being very, very um, specific about a person, like say an ex or someone who stopped talking to you, and that's why the text them comes out, because it's like, oh, I'm trying to compel this person to text me. That's not who you're going to get, because that's not it. I keep telling y'all, most of the time, your ex ain't meant to be your next, darling. So if you were thinking on someone else and you were putting that energy out there because you thought that was your person, so every time you heard the word your person, you kept thinking it was this other energy that you've entertained before. Spirit's like, is it? Are you sure? Okay, go ahead on and keep putting those positive intentions out there, but you got the wrong face to it. So the person who comes around could be someone you still knew, could be still someone from the past, but it's not whoever you first thought about. And when that energy pops up, it's going to be because they feel divinely guided to you. I feel like it's going to throw someone off. That's why someone's going to freak out about a notification that they get. Because it's like, who? What? That? I mean, they look like the person I was thinking about, but that's not the person I was thinking about. And then bam. You just caught up. What else is going on here, Spirit? In this connection. Ooh, child, don't throw the whole deck. Y'all ain't got to throw the whole deck. Sometimes they're so anxious. Ooh, heart unlock, opening up myself. Ooh, opening myself up to, ooh, you see? It's a lot going on here, y'all, with hearts and freaking roses. Okay? This might be connected. Again, I didn't necessarily plan this like a pick a card, but it's kind of sort of working like that. This could be connected to that second group too, especially considering that masculine was entertaining other people and then got caught up on the feminine that was driving past. And now here we are in another reading where it's like someone's just putting out positive affirmations in the universe of what they may want in love and what they're looking for. Perhaps they were thinking of a particular face, like maybe you have a type. You know, some people just have a type. And so obviously if you have a type, that means that more than likely you've dated your type at some point. If you didn't, you wanted to. And then you got to ask yourself, if you're thinking of the face of, say, an ex or a past love, but you're putting positive vibes out there, you could make the mistake of thinking that whoever comes towards you has to look, sound, and be like that energy that you used to date, which was the same energy that failed, by the way. And instead, Spirit sends you this new person. But this new person is a complete different, just everything. It's not saying that they won't be beautiful or handsome. They're just very different than what you're used to dating. Might even be a person you wouldn't think would talk to you. Maybe because of, I don't know, their status, or, you know, depending on what you're used to dating, depends on what you think that you're going to get. It's like somebody's used to settling a little bit. Yeah, this ain't the energy that you can settle with. You help this person unlock their heart, so they want you to unlock yours. This person going in for the kill, as they say. They ain't taking no prisoners. But there's like some type of secret energy to this as well. Almost like a person... It's almost like someone doesn't want another individual to know right away what they're thinking of them. Or wanting to keep you a secret from somebody. Maybe... I mean, it could be a karmic that they're trying to keep you a secret from, especially if they're not talking to that person anymore. And that individual is clocking their moves, so to speak. You might be dealing with an energy, and this is whether they're masculine or feminine. You might be dealing with an energy that's dated kind of like crazy people. People who, when they let go, the other person doesn't want to let go type of vibe. And so they're kind of cautious in how they move because they don't want you to misperceive anything. Like they don't want you to think that an ex is on their mind at all, or that they're trying to get back with them. There's something to that energy. I don't know why it's channeling here right now, but it is. You know your situation. You know what you're dealing with. But again, this feels like new love. All the more reason they would want to be cautious, right? Because it's like, I got to get to know this person. They don't know me well enough to know if a lie is true or not. So I don't want anything to come in and create a disruption. They don't get to know the real me, and they make their decision of talking to me or not off of someone else's bullcrap. That feels significant. Waiting on you. I've been ready. Are you? Ooh, I've been ready. Are you though? Mm. Look at how he's just like, he actually looks a little annoyed. Like, you just gonna take your sweet time? Okay. Whether it be you or them, somebody has some type of connection or a person that you used to deal with that might be a little crazy that you need to just let go of, let that situation be done, because the new person ain't gonna tolerate that, and they're kind of getting tired of waiting. So what that says to me is, if they know who you are, if this is someone that maybe you started talking to but you held back going too far because you were in a situation, they're not going to just keep sitting up twiddling their thumbs waiting for you to put an end to something. Same thing if it's on their side. If they've ended a situation and someone's just trying to come in their life to mess it up, they're not going to keep sitting and procrastinating on whether or not they should move towards you just because of what that energy might do. In fact, it might compel them to move even quicker so that there's no misunderstandings, so that you hear the truth from them before somebody can come in and try to botch the story up one way or another. It's very much giving, be careful what you ask for, because somebody prayed for better love, for new love. And the question is, are you ready for that which you were praying for? Are you ready for that which you were putting the energy out for? Because your heart has to be unlocked about as much as theirs. You have to be willing to receive. You can't say you want it 1 second and then go, oh, don't come near me 5 seconds later. Nah, that's not going to work. And if you know who this is, they've been waiting on you to send that message or waiting to send you a message. We have, I understand that both of our needs are important. You see? Look at their eyes. They're like all vampiric. It's something about the new energy being an edgier, more sensual, dark, kind of needing to feed type energy. That's wild. That's wild. This is why somebody needs to open their heart, because they're jaded AF. Very jaded. Notice it's raining in this picture. Feel the rain on your skin. Is there a divine feminine that's a little jaded? You don't want to admit it? You want the new love, but you're kind of jaded to love, but at the same time, you want the new love, and Spirit's calling you out right now? You could be the person that would get into a new situation and try to keep it secret for a minute, not because you're necessarily ashamed, but because a part of you would, I got to see where this goes. I don't know if I trust it to go all the way. And before I go telling people about it, I need to actually see this relationship come into fruition and reach a certain point. I'm going to tell you right now, this is a masculine who maybe a good 3 months, they'll give you secrecy for like a good 3 months. And then after that, it's, you're mine, I'm yours, we're going public with whatever this is. And you're just going to have to deal. Because just like your needs were important, so are mine. And mine's is to be acknowledged. Somebody's dealing with a masculine energy that wants to be acknowledged. There's like 3 different situations going on here, and they're all very similar. So they're channeling at the same time. Oh, you can't make it up. TikTok. Talk is click. Listen. This masculine might know you on TikTok. That is wild. This masculine might be watching someone from TikTok. That could be how they get to go under the radar. Some of us, we may have more followers on TikTok than Instagram, especially depending on what you do. So it's very easy for someone to watch and kind of just, you don't really notice it. You don't really see it. How many really pay attention to how many dudes are liking their post on TikTok? Like, no one really looks at that number, right? No one really looks at the number, period. This person, wow. Once again, confirmation of clocking someone's moves as well, or someone being clocked and waiting for the perfect time to reach out and communicate. This has just been the message of the day. The message of the day, child. All right, let's get some tea. Let's see what else is going on in the shadows here. What needs to be confessed? I do feel like y'all gonna have to be careful with interference here. Please do not mistake new energy for old energy. I keep feeling compelled to tell some of y'all in the collective that, because sometimes y'all are very hung up on what you know or used to know, that you don't allow the door to be open to anything new. Something new is trying to come in, and it's quite possible that something old may want to block it or just create drama, just create like an issue. So let's see, because we'll get it. We're going to be using my deck, Love Confession Cyber Edition. Let's see what's going on with these energies. I see you talking to other people makes me insecure. For some of you, this is a feminine energy. For a lot of you, it's a masculine. There's a masculine that sees you entertain other people or assumes that you're entertaining other people, and they get a little insecure about that. Not so much insecure of what they're able to do, but whether or not they should talk to you. What if you're being serious with someone else and they put their neck out there and you're just not ready to bite yet? And they say yet. Wow. Meaning they still assume that at some point you might be open to a conversation. Just a matter of who you're dealing with at the moment. If you are dealing with some type of like ex situation, maybe just kind of like having relations with a person you used to know, it's not really a serious relationship. This person feels some type of way about that. As they try to enter, as time is ticking for them to come in your life, they're watching you kind of maybe go back and forth between an old love and no one or something like that. And it's just, I'm waiting on you. You need to make up your mind of what you're doing here. They're feeling a bit concerned about their future position, but somehow they're still cocky enough to believe that it's still a position. Like at some point it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. That's wild. That's really wild. For someone else, it's a divine feminine who feels a bit insecure at the attention that a masculine gets. Nonetheless, it's the masculine energy that's, for the most part, saying, I'm waiting on you, though. Don't worry about none of these chicken heads over here. They ain't got nothing to do with me. I ain't got nothing to do with them. I'm looking at you. What we doing? You don't have to worry about them and that all that over there. We have loading questions. They will ask you something important in the future. Probably if you're ready to move on. Are you ready to move on and be with me? Or are you still a bit jaded? Is your heart finally unlocked? Do you understand that like both of us have needs and that we can fulfill those needs for each other because there's divine clarity here? We clearly make sense for each other. We're clearly meant. This person's intention is very straightforward. You could also be about to ask them a serious question as well. It's like y'all both want to know that the other party is sincere, that there's no games played here, because you feel, both of you kind of feel that there's some type of underlying issue. It's not necessarily with each other, it's kind of with people outside. And it's just a matter of, well, how much on the outside are these other people? Is it someone sleeping around, for example, with an ex? Is it, oh, the person keeps hitting you up and you ain't answering the phone, but every time they hit you up, you're back in that jaded energy and you're closing the door again? Maybe, you know what I mean? Like it's something to that nature. Both of y'all just need to have a talk at this point. But there's something significant to a masculine watching a feminine on TikTok. Like watching you from a platform that you wouldn't think anybody, maybe Snapchat or something. Like you wouldn't think anybody's watching your Snapchat. You know what I'm saying? Can we press the reset? Press the reset. A Korean song. So Korean energy might be significant here as well. Somebody wants to be able to redo this. Like, okay, listen, rewind. Let's remove all of the karmic energies. Let's get rid of any type of obstacle that might try to be in our way. And let's just look at each other. We're manifesting each other here. We're calling each other in a positive way. We're not trying to break anyone's willpower per se, right? We're not trying to do that. But we are obviously, divinely calling each other in and mirroring each other to some capacity. So why don't we just sit down and figure this out? And instead of going into it with assumptions and assuming who's who, what's what, let's reset and do this right. So remember I said earlier, there's an energy that doesn't want to be mistaken for anyone else. I feel like it's the same for you, divine feminine. You don't want some masculine mistaking you for another energy that you're not either. In order for that to happen, you guys have to be willing to kind of reset the heart, I'm hearing. And I keep hearing that part of that song, press the reset, press the reset. You might have run into this person already. If you're like, who's this masculine? Who is he? Where's he at? You might have run into him already somewhere super obvious, but you didn't pay attention or something like that. You'll figure it out when this person comes back around. Why do I feel like for some of y'all, it could be like a high school sweetheart or something like that? Someone you haven't seen in years. They're like, you don't seem to care, but I care. Ooh, child. You don't seem to care that I'm serious about this connection. I'm over here waiting while you figure out your feelings and your emotions, but I care. You don't seem to care if people know once we get together that we're together, but I do. So you got about 3 months to get your feelings in order before I just go and tell everybody we're together. Not some masculine's going to be telling people that y'all are together before you're officially together. That is like the biggest rooster, if you get my drift, rooster block of all blocks, is to literally go tell people that's bae before anyone else can try to talk to you, because they're not trying to see other people talk to you. Ooh, masculines, there could be a feminine out there doing the same thing. What I tell you, if there's a feminine insecure about a masculine, he's like, they don't mean nothing to me. I don't care about them chickies over there. I'm looking at you. What you want to do. And you could be feeling the same way. I don't care about all of them dudes over there trying to holler, look, whatever. I don't care about none of them. Oh, Lord. Somebody has to be mindful of a toxic ex trying to sneak into this situation here. Because again, somebody might have been manifesting a person, maybe wanting someone new, but using the archetypes of someone that you used to talk to that it didn't work out with. You've got to be careful when you do that, because yes, the universe will send you the new thing, but your own energy will call in what is familiar, and what's familiar isn't always good for you. What's familiar can be messy and want to pick fights to get attention and start dramas in any type of new connections that you make. If some of you got like baby daddy issues or baby mama issues, nip that in the bud. Make it very clear to whoever you're talking to what the situation really is. Don't cross no lines. Don't make no confused. Listen, because those who can be messy will be messy and will try to impact whatever new stuff you got going on. And that's why there's so many mixed signals and mixed feelings along with the message. Okay. We have hacking your ish. Hacking your ish. If you still have shared accounts or passwords, or someone has like an extra key to some type of apartment or home or something like that, you're going to have to get your stuff changed. Because the messy energy that don't mean nothing to you is willing to create some drama in whatever way they can. I wouldn't be shocked if there's someone trying to hack into a person's account to see what type of DMs or messages they're getting. Or, you know how some people share clouds, especially if they were together for a long time, they share clouds with pictures and different things. You might have some sensitive things in there that you want to remove. When true separation takes place, you have to allow yourself to disconnect all the things that were natural to have together when with someone, because those become the things that someone tries to use against you in spirits. Like, it's time for you to delete that shit. Delete the memory of that ish over there. It's not just delete the memories from your head. Get rid of anything that might carry the vibration of the negative person who is creating that jaded energy in you or the other person, and keeping the new connection from coming in. Because like I said, this is an energy that doesn't want to be denied, who feels like they've waited long enough. They've been probably looking for the love of their life for who knows how long. Let's go to the colorology. I'm not really feeling the tarot. Let's look at the aura of the situation. And I really want to just look at the aura of like this new divine love. Just that. We're going to leave the messy people where they are. and we'll close it off. Cause I'm reaching my limit. I have no idea how long I was on. Okay. What's the aura of this situation, Spirit? Thank you. This new love is abundant and will give you room to grow and express your heart sincerely, which is why it's okay to unlock it with this person. Things got to be done right. No sneaky link. None of that. Things have to be done the correct way. You don't want anything to happen that could confuse you or this person about the type of connection that you have. And you definitely don't want to give room for any messy energies to come in and murky up the waters. Remember, in the very, very, very first reading, there was murky energy, right? If it's somebody you need to let go of, let go before you move on into the new situation. Okay, I'm also feeling like this green. We're in Taurus season. Emerald and jade are really, really good for abundance this time around. Your person may wear, or maybe you wear a lot of emerald or jade. You may have a lot of stones or crystals that you wear, and this person might have something similar to that. That's significant. Woo, look at that purple. Again, two colors that are very magical together in yet another reading. This energy, this purple actually feels more like someone's higher consciousness communicating through an abundance. Someone's very regal, very royal as well. Something about them just feels powerful and new, but fancy. So if you're not used to dating, I don't get fancy like stuck up per se, more like a man of sophistication, a woman of sophistication, Not used to, they're not what you're used to. I'm seeing a purple car. So purple cars could be significant. We have Amber. Look at that boldness. Look how she's jumping. Also, two colors that go well together are amber and different gold shades. So it's probably, I would say, look for someone wearing these colors or having jewelry like this. It's them embodying the energy of who they are and what they're about. What's standing out to me on this card the most is that boldness and happiness. And on the yellow card, it's the friendship and the optimism standing out the most. And there's a sunflower. And I did a reading where I mentioned a freaking sunflower. And I legit said, your person, someone has a sunflower tattoo. And the sunflower tattoo I seen, it was colored in. But yours doesn't have to be. Take it for your situation. There was a skin. It was like a tannish brown skin with like a sun tattoo, and then there was a hand that had a ring sunflower on it. And in that message, it was about a new love coming in and not wanting to be mistaken for a karmic love or a false connection type of situation. And now here it is again in a whole new live, on a whole new day, on a whole new platform. So y'all might want to check out the live, Love Like an R&B Romance, that's on my Instagram, because these two stories might very well link together. And from, like I said, from that purple, I'm getting higher consciousness, honesty, committed energy. It's almost giving like the Hierophant of the Tarot, committed energy, contracted souls, divine wisdom. But it's very royal, it's very regal. It's something about it that is just of a higher caliber than what you're used to. And with that amber, the boldness is standing out the most as far as what's on the card, but as an energy, it's how intense someone's luminescence is. Think solar plexus. Think of the gradient of color coming from the sacral chakra into the solar plexus. Colors don't just jump, they gradient to each other. This amber is when that orange is starting to get more and more yellow. And it's like someone's creative energy is just illuminating from them. It's like you put a spotlight on yourself. And then with this yellow, it's funny because she has a lemon card in this deck and it's kind of reminding me of it. But with this bright yellow, that's like when the solar plexus is starting to really shine before almost a whitish tint comes into it. That's somebody who has a very commanding presence, but a purity to them at the same time. Okay, so this could be how you come off to them. Sunflowers can also represent the sun card in the tarot. So this is happiness personified. This is a tight bond. Child, don't let nothing come in on some fake shit and keep you from seeing this real one that's in front of you. It's crazy how that energy is coming out here again. It came out in another, and look, innocence, grace. I'm trying to tell you. Notice how this is similar to that purple. It's very close. It's like if this purple has some little bit of white added to it, start turning it pink. This blushy tone. I feel like this person will make you blush. Be you masculine or feminine. Something about them, something about the way they talk will make you blush. And we have the Sandy Brown back again, but I don't feel it's connected to a karmic or anything like before. I feel like it's about that harmony and this person being down to earth. As much as they have this regal energy to them, the reason you can still vibe, the reason you can still talk is no matter how handsome and everything else they are, they're still a down to earth person. Like, ain't no thing but the sides off a chicken wing. Somebody might be real country, have like a twang to when they talk. Or an accent, a foreign accent. Because for a second I could have swore I heard something in Italian. So Italian could also be significant, or like an Italian restaurant. I was going to stop there, but I'm feeling like we should go to Love Confessions Blissful Edition one more time. So let's see what's up with that. Of course. Have every part of me in every way you choose to. Pure bliss. And notice the purple and the freaking yellow and the gold. Not again. I think of devouring you, taking every drop you drip upon me. Why does that sound like that rain situation again? Someone's nickname could be Rain. Or something about the rain. Again, I'm unhinged by my fantasies. I burn for you. Okay. We got 3 pure bliss cards coming out back to back at once. This is a very, very passionate connection. I don't think some of y'all have experienced passion like this before. There's a psychic awareness that takes over when in each other's presence, an awakening. You're awakening all their senses. And lastly, oh my God, I'd get on my knees to serve you. I'm surrendering, aka surrendering the heart, giving in. Yeah, I think some of y'all might need to check out that other live. I'm just saying. But I'm going to end this one. I appreciate all of you that watched the live while it was going. It's been like an hour and some. I'm going to call it. Make sure that you guys comment. I have more content coming for you soon. And look out for the Patreon, because I'll have not only exclusive things on there, but there'll be special area lives that I'll do just for Patreon users. I'm thinking we're probably going to use like Zoom or something for that. We'll see. We shall see, honey. Until then, peace, love, and light, beautiful souls.